Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining in. This is Angie's talk show again. My name is Angie, and thank you for being here with us tonight. So, first off, I have a very, very special guest tonight. And before we go there, I want to tell you a little bit on why we are doing this. So, first off, we are doing this because we love to help people support small businesses and at the same time bring the brand of the business owners and entrepreneurs. And this is a free live show. And we're hoping at the end of every show, we will impact other people's lives. We will answer some questions that is being hiding in there, or it's been being kept within you. So maybe this is the time to answer those questions. So if you have any question, reach up to us and message us, and please feel free to comment on our show. So again, have a wonderful, wonderful time with us. And we want to really thank all our viewers around the world tuning in, supporting us in every single show every Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So again, guys, thank you, and we cannot wait to bring you our special guest. So this is Mark Calvelo. Mark is, I'm really, really excited and very happy to have a wonderful person in my show tonight. He got this amazing story that can really move you and help and inspire you and give you the hope to keep moving forward. So, Mark is a friend, a loving father of two beautiful children. As you can see them on the back, Reina and Michaela. They're so sweet, and I cannot wait to meet them as well. So, Mark is an entrepreneur, of course, a wonderful philanthropist who are helping a lot of people, got a good heart for others, and his story is something I cannot get over with. Traumatic brain injury survivor, and guys, if you cannot imagine how traumatic that is, being in a hospital and losing your mind and forgetting things, that is very traumatic. So now you're gonna hear Mark's story. Mark, who was involved in a major car accident and underwent not one but two brain surgeries, you guys. So if you are have going through some physical difficulties, come relate with Mark, and he will tell you his pain, and definitely you will get the hope and the faith that whatever he been through. So also, the most important thing that you need to know, Mark is the founder of Complete Real Estate Group, Complete Property Solutions, amongst many other things. He is also an author, and I will be introducing a wonderful book. And if you are lucky tonight, you're gonna get a free copy. So stay tuned. We will be doing this show a little bit different tonight because I want you to connect with the experiences of Mark and also give you some tips in how did he go through all those adversities in his life. So I will ask some questions, but we'll go with the flow and see where it takes us tonight. Okay. So, anyways, here it is, our special guest, Mark Calvelo. Hello, Mark. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good.
And
Thank you.
thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very
Wonderful, wonderful. Nice to see you, girls. Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're very, very busy dad. You're loving and caring with the girls, but tell us a little bit story. Take us to your journey. There's a lot of things to learn from you, and from the very beginning I met you, I know then that you're full of passion, and there's something in you that I cannot really put my hand into. And I said, I want to know you more. I want to know you more. So I am super glad that we got these connections together. So take us to your journey. What is the biggest? Let's start with with all those adversities that we've been through to just connect with our audience tonight. So what is the biggest like failure in your life, or other than the biggest adversity that you went through in your life, Mark?
Well, you know what? This is actually, well, first of all, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. Also having my hype team at the back, Rain and Michaela. They're the reason why I do things. They are my purpose. And basically everything that I do in life, they are my reason why I do things.
Mhm.
I can start off with a quote. One of the quotes that that I've really lived by over the for
Mhm.
many years now is that it's a quote from Winston Churchill. It's success is the ability to move from one failure to another without loss of enthusiasm. And
Yes,
uh,
yes,
that will lead into me being able to give more insight in regards to the question that you asked me in regards
yeah,
to the adversities and
yeah,
failure.
yes.
Um, you know what? I guess I'll just give you the short of the long. Back in 1996, I was involved in a major car accident. You know, people can say it's
Mhm.
unfortunate, whatnot, but however, I like to take things with a different viewpoint, with a different mindset. My mindset wasn't always like this.
Mhm.
At the time of my accident, I was only 17 years old, and I had just recently graduated from high school a few months earlier. So
Mhm.
say that I grew up really fast. What happened in the accident
Mhm.
is that um, when the person hit me, he had forced my car onto a concrete barrier wall. So I had gone head on to a concrete barrier wall. Um,
Mhm.
it was a hit and run. The individual did not have any insurance, so I had to
Mhm.
go through a lot of things, not just on the physical side of things, but the mental, emotional, and also the
Yeah.
legal side of things. Right. Um,
Mhm.
but you know what? Here's the thing. Here's something that I guess was pretty crazy. I did survive the car accident, the actual car accident. However, from 96 to 97, so one full year,
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
I was actually getting worse. I was deteriorating, lack of better words. I was bumping into walls. I was, developing crazy migraine-like headaches,
Mhm.
losing my coordination, my speech,
Wow.
a lot of that stuff, right? And
Mhm.
over the course of just 10 to 12 months, uh,
Mhm.
there's a lot of frustration there. Again, maybe being 17 years old,
Mhm.
not knowing
I
what
know.
it was
Yeah.
really about. Yeah, for one whole year, I was doing all of my rehab, I was following all my doctors and all my therapists' orders. However, I was just getting worse until I went back to them one day and said, "Hey, you know what? I am a person that likes to work hard and I like to believe in
Yeah.
things. However, this is not working."
Yeah.
So at that time, that's when my GP referred me to a neurologist,
Mhm.
and I went through an
Mhm.
MRI scan.
Mhm.
After that scan, I was brought in to see the neurologist, and he gave me basically two options. He said that first option being always the best one. And again, I was only 17 at this point
Yes.
time, and so the first option was, "Hey, Mark, you know what? There's no medication for this, and let's talk about not doing surgery." And I said, "What's going on?" And he said that basically, with the force of the accident that happened over a year ago, your cerebellum, which is a part of the brain that controls the motor skills and coordination, it
Hmm.
became herniated. So basically, what happened? It dropped. It dropped about 19 millimeters. So
Oh.
at that point, there was relief on my end of things. It basically went to show that with all my hard work through that whole year,
Yes.
things were not going to get any better because it was internal hidden damages. Right. So then I said that, okay, well, that's the first option. What happens if we don't do the surgery and if there's no medication?
Mhm.
They said, well, with your deterioration, over just 1 year, within the next 3 to 5 years, you'll probably become paralyzed or even like, a vegetable at some point, right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Gee, that's option one. Option two is the best one. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
right. And then I said, well, what's option two? You guys mentioned option two. They said, well, option two is going to be very challenging. It's obviously surgery. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, what are the chances of survival? Why is it? And then basically, I remember the neurologist saying that, well, it's not like a broken arm where we can just put a cast on it. It's your brain. It's something that is not so simple. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
we gave option one. And so then he basically said, this is what option two is. If we do surgery, chances of survival are at best 10%.
Oh,
And
yes.
I was like, well, okay. And my next question was that if I'm able to beat the odds and if I'm able to survive the surgery, what happens after that? And then his response was, well, if you do survive surgery and you don't pass on, most likely you'll be waking up with a high chance of being paralyzed. And I was like, oh. And that's why he said that's why there's option one, to kind of live your life out for the next 3 to 5 years and then get to that state, or do surgery. However, the chances of survival are very little. But if you do survive, you may be in that state sooner than later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So again, it it only to be honest with you, it only took me like 3 to 5 minutes max to make my decision. And
Uh-huh.
I think this is where part of my journey began. When I heard the options there, I was like, well, my mom, she's a retired nurse now, but she was a nurse at that time, and my parents were,
Yes.
you know what, don't do the surgery. We'll take care of you. Um, we will take care of you. And when they were saying that, um, that's part of my journey. I think that's where I started to grow up really fast. It was something where I didn't want, my mom being a nurse, and I know a lot of healthcare professionals out there and nurses and doctors and everyone out there, you guys give unconditional love to strangers, which
Mm-hmm.
that is very dear to my heart. So when my mom said, don't do surgery, in my mind, I was like, I am going to do surgery. They didn't know the reason why I wanted to do surgery. However, it's because I didn't want my mom's work to come home. I didn't want,
Okay.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to be a burden or a bother to family and friends. I
Mm-hmm.
basically chose surgery because I said, hey, you know what? What are the odds of surviving this? If I
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I'll say hi to Elvis. I'll say hi to whoever it is up there and things like that, and see you guys later. At least in my mind, I thought it was the most selfless thing to do was your surgery, give an honest chance, an honest try. But again, because of numbers, you know, I was like, it's one of those things where
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So with those things that you're going through, like at that moment that you need to make a decision, what
Mhm.
is going through your mind? Like in that very young age, 17 years old, what is going on in your mind? Like what makes you okay, so I need to make a decision, and like it's not like I have like a year to make it. Like I need to make a decision now. So what is going through in your mind, Mark?
You know what? To be honest with you, not a lot was going through my mind other than me thinking
Mhm.
about my family and my friends. I basically
Mhm.
did not want to be a burden to them. I
Mhm.
can change their lives because of my situation.
That's
Uh,
very considerate of you. And
yeah.
you know what, Mark? I heard this like I was watching a movie one time, and this is the essence of the movie that I really got, and I can never get passed by this quote that the person had made. This guy has been diagnosed in cancer and have given the time to live, like just less than a year to survive. And you know what he said? Don't wait for something to happen before you start living your life. You know what I mean? Some people wait until worse things gonna happen and then they start living their life. Let's
Hmm.
start living our lives. Imagine you were in that position, and in that moment on 17 years old, I know there's nothing so much going on in your mind, but imagine that it will be taken away, and that's the only time that you had. So basing on those struggles, basing on those adversities that you have, I know you grow stronger in facing that. And because of your heart that really want to protect your family from getting the burden of looking after you, that's a very good like value your attitude towards things. But you still went through it, you fight for it. So what is the lesson that you learned from that given time, that moment on, because you were so young? What is that lesson? What have you gained from that experience, Mark?
Yeah, I think, let's see, to answer that question, there is, I look at all my experiences, all my failures, all my successes. It comes down to habits, values, and principles. Um, if you really look at people who evolve, who reach their full
Mhm,
potential, like who are at the next level, some people might say they admire them. Some people might even envy them. But
mhm.
I think it's those who can handle the failures, people that can handle things when things go wrong. It's We all have choices. We all have choices to go either left or right, up or down, uh,
Mhm.
to see a brighter path if
That's
possible,
right.
or
Yeah.
go down the dark road, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think, to answer your question there, again, like I said, we all have choices, but I can tell you the choice I made was to, you know, have that choice to have,
Better your life and bounce, yeah, bounce higher.
you
So
know, yeah,
yeah, my god. So
I,
you definitely choose the surgery, right, Mark? You definitely choose the surgery in the first. That's the first time that you choose like that you got the surgery. So it went really well for the first one, right?
yeah, the first surgery was successful. However, I was also in the know that a potential repeat surgery could be performed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
after the first surgery, I had to learn how to crawl, walk, and talk for the next
Oh, yes,
you know,
yes.
3 years.
Yes, yes.
As I started to recover, so accident was 96, first surgery was in 1997, and then the year
Mhm.
2000 came. And after 3 years of thinking that I was on my road on road to full recovery,
Yep.
I started to feel again the same symptoms that I was experienced
Oh. Mhm.
pre-surgery, the first one, right? So again, loss of coordination, the bumping into walls, the headaches and whatnot, right?
Yes.
So again, it wasn't my first rodeo. So I basically told my neurologist, and I called him up and said, "Hey, you're probably gonna have to book me in for another MRI." And then he
Mhm.
said, "How come?" I go, "I'm feeling the same stuff again."
Mhm.
That's something where, again, after the MRI did confirm that my cerebellum had dropped again. Uh,
Mhm.
so yeah, it led on to a second surgery. Now,
Mhm.
with the odds of the first surgery, I asked my neurosurgeon at this time, like, well, what are the odds of survival? They're like, you know what, we can't give you anything at this point. They can't give me anything at this point, and instead of just one neurosurgeon performing surgery on me like the first time, it was now two neurosurgeons that performed surgery on me. So,
Mhm.
I miraculously survived that surgery, and I had to learn how to crawl, walk, and talk again. So from 2000 to
Wow.
2003, that's where it went to. And you know how they say, the third time's a charm. Yeah, I'm not really good for that third time, so I'm good with the second one, and things have been stable. That's right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's good. So after all those surgeries that have been through, um, again, these are the things that happens in our life. Or did you feel that you're in the verse, like in the very very close to giving up? Have you felt that in your life? Like, are there some situations that said, this is enough, I got enough, like this is, I just want to end this? Have you come into that thought of ending those pains, and like, and what keep you going, like what keep you like, fighting for that, like it's very important, Mark, to keep going. So like tell us a little bit about how did you like push the pain and all those things, like what make you inspire you and motivate you that no, I can do this and I can get it done, because like there's something in there that you really hold into it, to move forward and get past through those.
Yeah. Just to answer your question there, of course, I want to had the feeling of giving up several times, many times actually.
Hmm.
Um, being laying in the hospital bed for some quite some time. Just the struggles of trying to get up from for the people that have kids out there. I know, and tummy time. I knew that even before even I had my kids. It's such a struggle because as babies they don't know, it's all about developing.
Mhm.
Whereas for myself, it was something where I used to be able to do this. I used to play a lot of
Mm.
stuff.
Mhm.
So, that within itself, I mean, again, I can look at it as where it was something where I can give up, or I can look at it as a challenge. And for me, I think I've grown up wanting to face challenges and adversities, right? I've learned challenges. I've learned how to face challenges and continue to learn that from my parents.
Mhm.
With their stories and coming from the Philippines and not having much money, but them making the choice
Mhm.
to succeed,
Mhm.
making the choice to survive and then eventually thrive. Right?
Mhm.
Those are those things I was talking about before when it comes down to habits, values, and principles. I've definitely instilled it from them and continue to learn it from others like yourself and just everyone
Mhm.
in the community.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yes, for sure. How did I overcome that? It's from, or how do I deal with it and how I go through it. It's the support. It's me being open minded. It's me listening to others. It's listening to other people's stories. A lot of people say stories. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have a story," but everyone has a story.
Mhm.
Be big or small, stories are real, and it's how you're able to deliver that story to be able to empower or help someone or just make someone feel good,
Mhm.
right? So those
Mhm.
are the things. That's what got me through a lot of things. Um, yeah, I love challenges.
Mhm.
Failure. Failure is I celebrate failure, and that's why with Winston Churchill's quote there, success is the ability to move from one failure to another.
Yes. Yes.
Enthusiasm. It's the
Yes.
enthusiasm that I get. It's the energy I get from other people.
That's
It's the
right.
energy I get from my dreams, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's very contagious. Your enthusiasm, like looking at you, it seems that there's nothing wrong. It is just because you can see the joy, you can just see the happiness in you, and just willing to go extra mile and meet people in order for you to deliver the message that life is worth living because of what you have learned in life, what you've been through. And a lot of people, I can relate with that, Mark. I might not be able to relate in the pain and all the starting to crawl, that how like starting to feed yourself and walk. Maybe I didn't get to that point, thank God. But the thing is, in poverty, I say the same thing. Like eating once a day is definitely something that I thought it was normal to just eat once a day because in poverty. But again, when we think about that, if I am just living that life before and coming through the things that I am who I am right now, is because of those experiences. And we'll never have any stories to tell, not unless we go through those things. So you are right. Each and every one of us has our own story. And we have a choice to make that either a bad story or a good story, a story that can relate or a story that can really help people moving forward and give hope to other people. And that's exactly what it is, Mark, for you. You're giving faith, you're giving hope, and you are giving this inspiration that nothing is impossible, even in you are already in your bed, like ready to give up everything. So, this is what I can tell to all our viewers. Whatever you are going through right now, and I can really tell you, whatever you are going through right now, you know what? It can be worse. And think about what it can be worse. In whatever you're going through, you are going through those things for a reason. Mark have found the reason on why he still exists, on why he's thriving, on why he is in this point and moment of his life. Imagine if he gave up, he will never have these beautiful daughters. So think about, my gosh, how about if? So it's not really easy to just give up, because if you will give up, you will always have that regret. And I kid you not, regret will hunt you for the rest of your life. So give it your best, because this is the chance for you to prove it to yourself that yes, you can do it. You have the ability, the gift, and everything that you have been through. It's such a gift from God, because He knows you can handle it, or else He'll never give it to you. And that's exactly what I can see from Mark. And I know, Mark, that sometimes it's also the people that we surround ourselves with. Also, these are the people who will really lift us up. So, tell us about more on during your struggles. I know that you need a lot of support from people, not only physically, emotionally, but mentally and also spiritually. So tell me on what can our viewers do when times of struggles and adversities like this. What can they do? What have you done, Mark?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, I've grown up growing up as kids. You have your school friends that you grow up with, elementary, junior high, and then high school, right? And what I've realized and what I've learned and what I still continue to learn is that when the going gets tough, you start to understand, you start to learn and discover who are the people that are going to be with you when it gets tough. When things are good, geez, when things are good, oh, you can do this, you can do that. There's no worry, there's nothing to worry about whatsoever. But when there's some degree of challenges and things like that, that's when you start to learn, who your true friends are and whatnot.
That's right.
You know, I've had to several times look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? What is it? Who are the people that are here to help you? Who are the people that you are here to help? So I look at it as like things are reciprocating. I don't keep tabs on anything. I don't keep tabs on like financial or, you did this for me, you did that. It really just comes down to doing things unconditionally, right? I can tell you right now, even like yourself, we know a lot of people. A lot of people may know us. However, to be honest with you, I can only name maybe like a handful of true friends on one hand.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
maybe add the 6 and 7 and things like that. But I
Mhm.
can tell you right now, some of my closest friends I've only
Yeah.
known for like 2 or 3 years. One of my closest friends right now I've only known for 6 months. So it really comes down to that connection and that the ability that you're, the relationship that you're able to build, and how is it that you guys are able to see things, working in connecting with synergy in every aspect, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've had to always look at that stuff several times throughout the years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now you are now in a good spirit. I have seen how successful you are in all being an entrepreneur and also in your business. So that's why I admire everything that who you are. Number one thing that I love about you are you have a great character, but the number one thing is you have a wonderful sense of, like, you have that heart that no matter what, I'm doing things not because just for me. I'm doing things because I know this is the right thing to serve other people. And that's something that I've seen from you, that you can align to who I am as a person. So that's something that I really, really appreciate and come closer to knowing you. And also the another one that I have seen from you is your integrity. I know that integrity matters the most, and that's something that I have seen when I'm around you. You always want everything is to be what you call black and white. Nothing is being hidden or anything like that. That's why a lot of people trust you, and I'm so grateful to meet you and also part of your life and being a friend, because that it's hard to find people like that. And you don't know, right? You don't know until something will happen and that you will see the true color of people. But guys, it doesn't mean that I am trying to put some people away or anything like that, but I am a loving person. I love people, but it doesn't mean that I like them all, but I love them all. Trust me, I don't want to hurt anybody, because I'm just a loving person. And that's exactly what I've seen from Mark as well. So being a real estate, let's go into being a real estate. I know that you're not just a real estate guy. I believe you are an educator, and that's why you have written this book called The My Secret Wealth of Information for Any Sellers. And this is very valuable to a lot of people. So I know you're an author, you want to do these things because you want to educate. So you're not just an ordinary realtor. And with all the things that you're doing, tell me a little bit about this book, so that we can give some more pointers on people. And again, Mark is ready to give away some of these books. So pay attention to the title, so that maybe we'll be asking you the title. So the title again is My Secret Wealth of Information for Any Seller. So if you can, if Mark will ask you about the title of this book, maybe you can put it in the comment and you're gonna win a book. How many books are we giving away today, Mark?
Oh, you know what? I'll give away however many books it is that where it's just there just to provide information to educate
Perfect.
people.
Awesome. So, yeah. So, if you guys are open to taking a look on what are the different informations, because you know what, I kid you not, knowledge is the most valuable thing. If you know what you're doing, you gonna be very successful in making decisions. So, well, like that is your wealth, making a very well informed knowledge on selling or even buying. I guess Mark have covered everything in here. It's a very easy to read book. So our request for a copy, if you are open to taking a look at one copy, you're gonna love it. I definitely can assure you, you're gonna love it. So Mark, tell us a little bit about you, and what you are doing educating people about real estate. and tell us a little bit about the market. Hopefully, people will learn from you on what's the market, and are people considering of buying now or selling now? Where is it at in Alberta?
Yeah, just give a little background in regards to how I got my real estate license. Yeah, after my second surgery, that's when I was able to, in 2003, that's when I basically made a full recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And, for you viewers out there, I graduated high school. I don't have the post-secondary education, things like that. However, I really strongly believe that education and all that stuff is very important. My brother, my sister, they finish education, and one of them's a teacher right now, and things like that. So, but for myself, with the situation at hand, I wasn't able to resume, school and go to post-secondary. But a lot of my education comes from people. A lot of my education comes from, the daily things, the daily stories that I hear. It comes down to what I do on a daily basis. So how real estate came into play is that whether it be real estate, whether it be, the cleaning company that I have and things like that, and other things, these are just vehicles that I'm able to help others by way of education, by way of providing whatever literacy it may be, whether it be financial literacy, whether it be whatever it is, it's all about education. So
Mm-hmm.
to the real estate side of things, I got my real estate license in 2003. That's, if anything, that is something that I'm familiar with because my dad is a retired architect.
Okay.
So he's a retired architect. So again, with the whole accident and surgeries, you know, graduating from I graduated high school in 1996.
Yeah.
Geez, that was a long time ago. And then all of a sudden, going through surgeries and recovering for how many years up into 2003.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, the internet came into that time.
Yeah.
All things came to that time. When I actually was able to breathe and peek out the door, I was like, holy, where are we? Are we like in like Star Trek or something? Like I had no clue. However, I was able to go down to what I knew to a certain degree was real estate through my dad. But
Mm-hmm.
real estate and being a realtor, I believe, are two different things. Real
Uh,
real
mhm.
estate is like, investing, building, properties, things like that. That's real estate.
Yeah.
Buying and selling, holding on to things. Realtor, that is a different. That's a different thing. That's being a realtor is the buying and selling and helping people invest into their real estate portfolio.
Uh-huh.
So with that being said, that's where I use the whole realtor side of things as just a platform for me to educate. So for example, I'll get into a little bit here, but if someone wants to sell their house, and I'm not saying anything good or bad about other realtors, but maybe that's just all they know, or that's what
Yeah.
us as realtors, that's what we do. We buy and sell
Yes.
properties for our clients.
Yes.
However, I think I also take this from, I'll use an analogy where it's like, when I talk to potential clients or my existing clients, and when they talk to me, it's like, hey, I want to sell my house. I'm not just gonna say, okay, let's sell your house. Let's put up a for sale sign and put it onto the market. What I'm gonna do is basically what my doctors have done to me. What is it that you're feeling? Why?
Analyze. Yes. Mhm.
I want to ask questions to see why do you need to sell a home. I mean, a doctor is not going to prescribe you medicine just because you say I have a headache. They're going to want to know exactly why and come
Right.
down to,
Mhm.
for the reasoning. So that's the same thing in real estate. A lot of people say, I need to sell my house. And then I'll be like, well, why do you need to sell a house? Many of the times I'll be able to just educate them, and they will be able to, the potential client will be able to make the informed decisions
That's
themselves.
right. Mm.
I don't need to sell my house. Thank you, Mark, for telling us that.
That's right.
I have
Mhm.
a lot of realtor buddies that say, why do you do that? Like, I mean, that's a loss of commission. For me, Money is a byproduct of honest and smart work.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I educate people that they don't need to sell their house, that's not where it ends for me. Where a lot of my realtor buddies say, well, you just lost a sale. I'm not here for the one off. I'm here to build relationships. I'm here to help people, not just within real estate, but within life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that is why I do things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
is the market is a good time to buy or sell? To be honest with you, it really comes down to that individual, that family situation. If you need to
Mm-hmm.
buy, you need to buy. If you need to sell, you need to sell. So, I mean, I'll just explain things like just straight up, right? I won't get into the whole business of selling things and all that stuff because I'm not a salesperson. I'm an educator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what the most important thing, Mark, is like when you educate people, they will see the value of your service. And that's exactly what it is. When they see the value, it doesn't matter what you do, they will always come back to you because they start trust. You build a relationship. Well, you're not a salesperson, but I am, and I did it for almost 20 years being in this. So
Mhm.
that's exactly the key. Building that great relationship with people, and also that trust. And number one, the integrity that you have. You don't need to ask and really go and chase your clients. They will come to you because they know what they're getting. They know what service are you providing. And I like you to brand yourself like that. You are an educator and not just a realtor or seller or whatever it is, right? So that is very, very important, and I like that very much. So and in the thing is, having all this success now in life, enjoying life, I salute you. It might be because of your persistency, your determination, your purpose of living is something that it really inspire you to keep moving forward. Now, the question that I want to ask you: what can you tell? What message can you deliver to a lot of people who are, especially those people who are having hard time losing their business, losing a lot of money in this pandemic, going through a lot of hard times in this pandemic? What can you tell them? How can we inspire them? Like, because you've been there, that there comes a time that you don't even know if you're gonna see the light the following day. You've been there, and there's a lot of people who are like that. It seems that it's the end of the world or the end of the life for them. So what can you tell them to inspire them, Mark?
Yeah, you know what? I'll just be general here because I know it's a very sensitive topic when it comes down to the pandemic, when it comes down to recession, when it comes down to health issues and whatnot, right? But I can only, but what I will say is that I only speak based on my personal experiences, right? So to answer that question, for me, it's all about mindset for myself. It's when the going gets tough for myself, like you mentioned that I'm thriving, I'm successful and things like that, but you know what, I'm just like anyone else. We're all the same people. Doesn't matter to what someone has done in the past, what someone's going to be doing in the future. We are all people. We all experience all the same things to a certain degree. So for myself, it's about understanding the challenge and the problem, or understanding the challenge before it becomes a problem. There's a lot of things right now, unprecedented times, like we can't control certain things. But what for myself, I like to spend and use my energy and my time on things that I can control. For the things that I can't control, I will not I will not spend energy or time on that, because I believe for myself it's time that I can be using for something that I can use for that I can control, right? Um, being able to be honest with yourself, looking yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, what's real and
Yep.
what's not, right?
Yeah.
Surrounding yourself with good people, surrounding yourself with family and friends. And you know what? Sometimes surrounding yourself with nobody, having that me time. You know,
Yes.
I like to, I'll drive out to Banff sometimes and just do the loop on the highway just to like have my me time, right?
Mhm. And
Um,
that's very important. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's exactly it, guys. I mean, there are times that we just feel that we're beaten, and it seems that there is no clear view of another light at the end of that tunnel. Say, like they say. But you know what, guys? It's the way we look at things. It's our mindset, and like Mark said, you can only do so much, and just focus on what you can control. Pandemic and all these things that's going on, that's something we cannot control. Making a choice to be to look at positive ways, be grateful, our faith that there's always that sun will rise in the morning and it will set up at night. That's faith, knowing that it will come automatically. And that's life. That's life. We just need to keep our life and keep living our life. And as I said in the very beginning, don't wait for something that can happen really badly to start living your life. Start living your life right now. It's not too bad, guys. I don't know the situation that you're going through right now, but as you heard the story of Mark, how did he pull himself together like this and become successful? Successful meaning you and I, or we always have different way of defining success. To me, defining success to me, coming from poverty, eating once a day, success is having a food on the table. To me, I define that success, because every single morning when I wake up and there's no food there, it's all like I really panic, because that was the life that I've been through. But waking up like Mark from surgery and finding out you cannot walk, you cannot talk, you can't do these things, those are the things that, like, it just like, this is it, this is it, kind of thing. But let's keep moving forward. Whatever it is in life, we know that there is always something that can get us out there and make this life worth living. And it is worth living. So it's very, very these things that we are doing, I know that it adds value to people's lives, but the only way that it can add value to you is, as like Mark said, you need to recognize it. You need to recognize on what's wrong. And if you recognize what's wrong, make a decision like what Mark did. Make a decision, a well informed decision, by getting and gathering those knowledge that you need in order to make your decision. Having no decision, or not, or procrastinating because you cannot make a decision, it's like you being in a jail, that there's no freedom. Once you make that decision in your life, you're free. You're free. Whatever decision you make, and you will take the consequences after, because that's the decision that you make, but at least you are free. Don't procrastinate, because the longer that you wait, the worse and wasted time that you are going to face. So it is very important that whatever you're thinking, whatever you're planning, make a decision. Don't wait. Okay, life is very, very short. My mother died. From the moment she's born to the moment she died, there's a small line in between, from 1962, whatever it is, and to the time that she died. My gosh, I'm so bad, I'm getting old, I forget the year. But from that moment on, there's a small line. You know what that line is? That's how small and short life is. My mom died of so many regrets. I wish this, I wish that, I wish that. Don't wait for that time. We don't know. I'm not going to tell you guys that it might happen. I don't know, but I never expected that my mom died in a very young age as well. And for that line that I'm telling you, make use of that. Make use of that. Be grateful every day. Be grateful every day, because as I said to you, if Mark didn't fight for his life when he was 17 years old, imagine these beautiful girls. Like they will never be here. So that's why, guys, it's very, very important. And they're just super, super cute. I cannot wait to really squeeze them both. So it's very, very, very important, guys, that you need to think on what will be the rewards of your actions and your decisions that you're gonna make. And Mark did have the amazing decisions and the right decisions with a good spirit, and thank God she is now, like, it's like, you will just come to the bottom rock, like rock bottom. That's it. That's all you can go there. You can go farther. Mark have been there in the rock bottom, and I tell you now, if you don't hit the rock bottom, you can never go, you can never have a stronger foundation to bounce back. And when you hit the rock bottom, you will go and grow stronger, and at the same time more successful in life. So guys, thank you so much, all the viewers. Thank you so much. I hope that it adds value to you. But I want to tell you a little bit before we go. Emmanuel Garcia. Now, Mark is an educator, a realtor that will educate you with all the things that you need to do before you sell, before you buy. But here's Emmanuel Garcia next Saturday on the 13th. Oh, no, no, no. On the 20th. On the 20th, Emmanuel Garcia is coming to talk about mortgage. And he is a mortgage specialist for 12 years now, and 12 years in banking experience. And now he's working with BMO as a mortgage specialist. So I cannot wait for him to come and join us next Saturday on February the 20th. So with all the things that we discussed today, if you have any questions at all, please connect, like Mark Calvelo. Can you please tell them the complete one with the other one so that they can connect with you?
So basically, I mean, it's www.completerealestategroup.com,
Yes,
the
yes,
website.
yes.
I mean, for any viewers out there, I mean, you can always contact Tita Angie and all that stuff, and we can always connect that way as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yes.
for next week, as you mentioned, Emmanuel Garcia,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you right now, I don't want to steal any of his thunder or
Yes.
things like that, but he's good stuff.
Oh, he said the same thing to you. So he said the same thing about you. So that's why I was really excited, because he said great things about you as well. And now you're seeing great things about him. So you guys made me so excited about these things, because I know he can go through all these things, the preparation for buying a house and stuff like that. As of course, working in the bank, being a mortgage broker, a specialist, it's very thorough too in things that he do. So I'm very blessed and grateful to have you guys. So that's good. And Mark has not only one book, but there are some more. There are more. This is just one of them. There's more of them. So please connect with him. And also, if you want a copy of this, he's willing to give you as many to all our viewers who are willing and open to have some ideas on this. It's a very easy read, you guys. So you can have it. So if you will just request, and we will send some to you. Okay. So other than that, guys, we want to thank you very much for all your support, your patience, and all the time that you spend with us. But before we go, I would love Mark to give us a last message that you can share with our viewers, Mark. And from the bottom of my heart, to all, in behalf of all the viewers, we thank you so much for sharing your life story that might or might not be it's or as a choice. If it's add value to you, that's wonderful. And we hope that this is something that will absolutely get you also inspire you to keep moving forward. So any last message, Mark, for our viewers today?
Yeah. Last messages here is just basically, celebrate failure, and also offer to help people. Ask people.
Mhm.
Um, I love helping people. I love giving back to the community. Uh,
Mhm.
that's where when I feel love, I give love, and it
Mhm.
resonates, right? So ask someone if they need help. Ask them what you can do for them, and it'll come back right at you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have a great heart, Mark. And with all the things that you've been doing in the community and also to the society, we really thank you for your generosity. Being a philanthropist is such an amazing legacy for what you are doing. And I cannot thank enough. And I pray for more people like you. So thank you so much. You inspire me. And I do believe that there's a lot more things that we can do together in the future. So let's continue doing what we do. And like Mark said, contribute, donate your time. And it's not only financial, but give love more and kindness out there, because there's a lot more people who needs it. So uh, Reina and Michaela, say goodbye. See you later. You're just the cutest. Thank you so much for being our special guest. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mark, and thank you both. You are so well behaved, and we really appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you, and have a good night, everyone. Take care. God bless. Bye bye.
Bye.